my very first YouTube video. The more I sit with Eternals, the more I like it. You know, the more that I think back on it, the more I think it's so important and groundbreaking that this happened. And I really, really want this movie to succeed. And so I really encourage everybody to go see it in theaters because that's is make or break. I mean, will Disney continue to make movies that include men kissing, or leads with Asian women? I mean, they probably will, but after Shang-Chi and Eternals got banned from China, I feel like the jury is now out. It's now uncertain if Disney's gonna do that, which is concerning. It's also fascinating. I'm really interested uh, in just how these movies are received and how China has received them or refused to receive them. I think that's fascinating, and also really sad for the individuals who were cast in these movies, who made these movies. Simu Liu and Chloe Zhao. It seems as if they're just being blacklisted from China entirely, which is not development I think a lot of people were expecting. But that's what happened. It seems as though China just um, doesn't want to acknowledge um, successful Chinese immigrants. I think they just want Chinese people to think that there's nowhere that they can go to be successful and to be happy. They have to stay in China. It's the only option. And so that's disturbing, and that's kind of fascinating. And I think it's really interesting. I'm going to be really interested to find out how Disney responds to this. You know, will they continue to cast Asian leads if China won't air their movies? You know, will they, really make a stand for diversity and inclusion if it doesn't bump up their bottom line? I kind of assume that they won't because it's Disney, but that would be really disappointing. I don't want that to happen. So I would really, really love for this movie to continue to do really well. It made over $70 million during its opening weekend, which is pretty solid. You know, it's not like a huge disappointment, but it's certainly not the big blockbuster expectations that it was being billed as. But to be honest, I never thought it was going to be a big, crazy blockbuster. I think that people put a lot of their eggs in this basket, and it was just the wrong basket. Because I think bottom line, the Eternals just aren't that interesting of characters. They're too powerful, they're too passive, and there's too many of them in this movie. You know, there's 10 of them, and it's just crammed. There's just not enough time and space to give each of these characters what they deserve. Like, Makari was hella shortchanged. And I feel like Cersei was clearly the lead of the movie, but I don't think that she was the most interesting of the Eternals. So I think that was a misstep there, to be honest. I would have much more preferred to have Makari be the lead. I think that would have been fascinating. I would have loved to have watched a movie that they can use subtitles and sign language. It's fine. People can read, they'll figure it out in context. They could have made an effort. They did. Actually, I'm being too critical. They used some sign language, but not much. And I really would have liked a whole movie with Makari. I thought Makari was super cool. The next thing that I really loved was Fastos and his husband and their son and their incredibly loving family. It was so wholesome, and to see Fastos and his husband kiss in a Disney movie, I think that's really being undersold and how groundbreaking that is. That's a Disney movie, and two men kissing in a really lovely, wholesome manner, and I had feelings. It gave me feelings. I really liked that. I did not like that you didn't really see him until like over halfway through the movie. He felt very tertiary, to be honest. We didn't get to see him meet his husband. We didn't see what he was doing in Japan, how he got there, how Ajak was standing next to him. Like he was he was in the movie briefly, you know? It felt like he was sort of wedged in there just to placate the homos. Um, and so I'm really sad because I really want a dope gay superhero. I guess he did get an arc, right? He got an arc where he was inventing stuff and then he was, you know, discouraged and gave up on humanity, and then he found his love for humanity again with his husband and his son. But again, we didn't get to see that, you know? We just, you know, he just told us that he found a new lease on life. And that's super wonderful. I'm really happy for him. But yeah, we didn't get to see it. And I would have liked to have seen it. But let's talk about Ajak. And she is a 50-year-old Mexican superhero. That's so cool. She's the leader of these like group of godlike beings. And in the movie, they mostly had her stand around and then killed her in the first act. And that really bothered me. Well, she fought. She put up a good fight. A little. She didn't put up a good fight. She barely did anything. She sort of stand around. She got pushed over a cliff. She stood up. She shot a shotgun, and then she died. So that was kind of you know. Like I feel like they could have used a stunt double at least, you know, to give her some cool flips. Maybe take a few of the deviants out just because she's that badass. I would have liked that. But that's just again not what we got. That's not what was given to us. So that was all really disappointing, to be honest. I'm super disappointed that they had the opportunity to introduce the origin of the X-Men, of mutants, and they just didn't. I thought the whole mythos that they introduced was a little bizarre. It was cool. I loved the Celestials. Celestials were so fun to watch and like intimidating and powerful and bizarre, uncanny. Those were cool. I loved every scene with the Celestials. Turning Tiamat the Dreaming Celestial into a big block of granite was a strange choice. And then Tiamat joined into the Unimind to make himself a block of granite. He's like, yeah, let's be granite. Like, okay. And where was Doctor Strange? Where was Doctor Strange? It just didn't feel that groundbreaking. Or like emotionally, like I didn't cry. I just didn't cry in the movie. I didn't really feel that much at all. When Gilgamesh died and Themis crying, like I'll remember, like I almost felt something. I almost watered up. I didn't, because truth be told, I just didn't spend enough time with Gilgamesh to really care that much. He kind of had that vibe very early on in the movie, like he punches real good. He's probably not gonna make it to the end. So I was already like going into the movie thinking like he might die. So when he did, I was like, that's sad. Yeah. So in conclusion, I would give the movie a 7. 7 out of 10. I think. I thought it was mid-tier. I think it's being criticized far too harshly. It's not a perfect movie. It's got some pacing issues. It's too crowded. And I think that it is not as diverse and as inclusive as it professes to be, as it was billed as. I hope that Disney doesn't take these criticisms to mean that diverse movies don't do well. I'm sure that they do. This just isn't that. This just isn't what they told us it was. Like, give us a good X-Men movie. Give us Storm. Give us a Nightcrawler. I love Nightcrawler. Rogue. Oh my God, do Rogue right. Give me those. And I would love that. And I will pay to see that in theaters over and over again. Because I want it so bad. And I really want a Young Avengers movie. Please give me Young Avengers, Please go see Eternals so that Disney makes Young Avengers. Young Avengers is so good. I hope it's good. I hope they don't ruin it. But that's my thoughts on Eternals. Thanks for watching with me. I'm a big Marvel geek, as you might have noticed. I wore this suit because they name-checked Captain Rogers in Eternals, so I thought I'd wear this one. I've got a bunch of others I'll use for different videos. But thanks for watching with me, and bye.